guys, and welcome back to another military history uncovered video. Today we're going to be looking at Napoleon's Old Guard. This is going to be a really good one, and I've been actually playing Napoleon Total War on my computer for like the past 3 or 4 days. So you can tell I'm actually really interested in this. There's going to be a lot of information in this video, so before we get started, just grab a snack and make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Let's get into it. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at today, we're going to look at the Old Guard selection. So what they needed to get, like, or how they got selected to be in the Old Guard, the breakdown of the Old Guard, like how many men there were, the commanders, when they were created, when they got, disbanded. We're going to look at some requirements, how many Old Guard cavalry there were, the end of the Old Guard, and basically any other important info that I thought I should include in this video. So selection. Now selection was, this was actually a pretty easy one to find, but I found that Napoleon hand-selected his members of his Old Guard based on physical traits, most notably above average height. Their imposing stature was likely impressive to foes and allies alike. Awards as well as veterancy were also taken into consideration when selecting troops for the Old Guard. So most troops, they had to at least have a couple of campaigns, and they had to have a certain amount of years that they served with Napoleon. So those are just the selection requirements. Okay, so now for the breakdown. This picture airs of a grenadier of the Old Guard wearing 2 veteran chevrons representing 15 to 20 years of service. So they were active from 1804 to 1815, so about 11 years. They were from France. The branch was the French Army. They were veterans or elite troops. They were at Lodi, Austerlitz, Wagram, Dresden, Ligny, Waterloo. Waterloo is probably the most important one, even though Napoleon did not win at Waterloo. The commanders, most notable, were Béziers, Devout, and Soult, and Cambronne, which Cambronne is actually very famous, which we'll talk about him later. Also, Devout too. Okay, so now for the requirements. Requirements for Old Guard candidates. They had to be under 35 years of age at entry. They had to have at least 10 years of service, so 1 chevron, I guess. They had to have at least 3 campaigns. Some had fought as many as 12 campaigns. Had to have faced enemy fire at the front. Had to be over 5 feet 10 inches, and shorter candidates were sent to the Chasseurs de la Garde. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the notable commanders. So there was Dorsen, Béziers, Devout, Soult, and Cambronne. Now, out of these, I would say Devout and Cambronne were the best. Devout served with Napoleon like at many battles, and he was a very good general. And Cambronne, actually at the Battle of Waterloo, yelled out whenever the Old Guard was about to surrender that the Old Guard dies but it does not surrender. So he was very important keeping the Old Guard together, and that's why I put a star above his head, because I figured he was probably the most notable commander. Okay, so the Old Guard cavalry. There were 4 regiments of Old Guard cavalry: the Grenadiers au Cheval, mounted grenadiers, so basically mounted Old Guard soldiers. The Chasseurs au Cheval, mounted chasseurs, dragoons, the Emperor's dragoons, and the 1st Polish Lancers. The Mamluks of the Imperial Guard Squadron was also considered part of the Old Guard cav. The elite gendarmes was counted as Old Guard cav. It was deployed in detachments as escorts for Napoleon's headquarters and the general staff of the Guard, and for Imperial Guard field camps. So that is the Old Guard. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. I just wanted to add this in because I thought it was an interesting thing. So this is going to be my any other important info slide. Another privilege reserved for the members of the Old Guard is basically they could say anything they wanted about the war. They could, like, there was a captain of the Imperial Guard that claimed that the term was coined in the aftermath of severe hardships the unit encountered during the War of the Fourth Coalition. Some of the soldiers actually did it in the presence of the Emperor. So these guys, they were just like, they were such good soldiers that Napoleon didn't even care if they squabbled about the war. He didn't care because they were his best soldiers. They could do whatever they wanted, even if he was with them. So that's pretty crazy. But if they were any other soldier, they would have been killed, or something really bad would have happened to them. Okay, so how many Old Guard was there? Numbers in 1804, the Guard numbered 8,000 men. That's actually the Imperial Guard. So I'd say they probably had about 4,000 Old Guard out of 8,000. But by the time Napoleon's invasion of Russia in 1812, it had swelled to just under 100,000 men. The Guard had its own artillery, infantry, and cavalry components, just like a normal army corps. So, just in 8 years, they grew that much. So, I would say that let's just say they had 95,000 Guard, probably around 55,000 were Old Guard. The other 40,000 were split into Young and Middle Guard. So, that's just how many there were in the total war. Okay, so the end of the Guard. The Old Guard was disbanded by the victorious Sixth Coalition in 1814, along with the rest of the Imperial Guard. During Napoleon's 1815 return from exile, the Old Guard was reformed and fought at the Battle of Waterloo, where the 2E Regiment D Grenadiers was pivotal in the defense of the village of Planchenoit against the Prussians. The 1st Regiment, charged with protecting the field position around Napoleon himself, served as a rear guard after the failure of the attack of the Middle Guard on the British center. The Old Guard Cav was involved in unsuccessful midday charges against the British infantry and was unavailable at the battle's decisive moments. In August 1815, Louis XVIII ordered the Imperial Guard abolished. By December, all of the Old Guard regiments were disbanded. Ex-guardsmen ended up in a variety of places after their units disbanded. Some re-enlisted into the King's Army. Most lived out their lives, watched with suspicion by Bourbon police, which was basically the King's police. When Napoleon's body was returned to France in 1840, so around 25 years later, many of the surviving Old Guard paraded in threadbare uniforms. So that is a very interesting thing. So, you see that they came from to get defeated, then coming back, and then get defeated again. So they just did not want to lose or leave their emperor. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe and like before y'all go. This one was actually really fun. I'm probably, after this video, I'm probably going to go get back on Napoleon Total War, even though it's 7:45 in the morning. Gotta do it, because it's such a fun game. I love it. So I hope y'all liked it, and come back for my next video, which I'm gonna still be doing some more stuff about Napoleon, so it's probably going to be about a Napoleonic unit or general, so they will be shorter videos, maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe less. So that'll just give me some quick videos. I will not be here for Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And Monday is the auction at the rodeo, so I will not be here, so I'll try to get a video on before or right after. So I hope y'all liked it, and come back for more videos. See y'all later.